Okay, so the lesson today, advice for raising resilient kids. You had a question about what resilient means. We'll get into that. So we're going to do the preview activities here. Discuss the questions below about parenting and explain your answers for each. So the first one, what are some challenges of being a parent?
There are so many challenges being a parent because, first of all, it's not a job that you are trained for. So you have to invent day by day what you have to do to deal with your kids, and also it's hard to understand the border between the what you can accept and what you have to stop or to punish.
So you're talking about drawing boundaries.
Yes, drawing boundaries and understand where to
Un
do
Understanding.
understanding where to do that.
Yep, yep. Good, good. We'll go to the next question here. What was your upbringing like as a kid? Is there anything that your parents did that you would or maybe wouldn't do as a parent?
I think I had a good childhood, and maybe the only regret I have that I decided not to go to the college after the high school.
Go to college. No the.
Okay, I decided not to go to college after high school, and maybe that time they should have pushed more, trying to convince me to go to college, um, because now I miss that. I miss that, and I would have preferred to how do you say, get a degree.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and so they were very. They allowed me to do what I wanted in many occasions, and so they always try to support me in my decisions, uh, but probably in this case they should have been more tough.
Yeah, okay. So
But
if we look at
the reason is that at those time, can I say at those time, referring to a moment in the past. Yeah,
yep, yep. So you probably best is at that time.
at the time, uh, many people didn't get a degree, and also my dad had a nice career, not having a degree. So they were more. They accept that I didn't go to the college. To college.
Good. Good. To college. Yeah. Yeah. Good. And so you said that you wish that your parents had been maybe a little bit more tough on you. And so the opposite of tough, we can say they were very lenient.
Lenient.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so that means if they were lenient, it means they weren't very strict with you or they
Okay.
weren't very
So
tough with you.
uh, it's good not to be too tough with your kids, but sometimes you must push a little bit more.
Right? Have some kind of balance, right?
Yeah. The secret is the balance in every aspect.
Yep, good. Good. So let's move on to the next one, next slide here. So, what do you think each phrase means in relation to parenting styles or behaviors? So the first one, to hover around a kid like a helicopter. So what do you think this means?
I probably means what I was talking about before, when you are too close to a kid that you become oppressive because you always try to control their life, to be there in every single moment. While I think that a kid needs to make mistakes to grow, and he can't make mistakes if you always correct them and you always are there to rescue them or to do them to say them what to do.
Yeah, tell them what to do.
Tell them, okay.
Tell them what to do. Yeah. 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 So yeah, as you said, when you become oppressive with the kid or you're too close to the kid, maybe also that you're a little bit you're too controlling, you're too involved in the life
Yeah.
of a kid. So that could be another way to phrase it. And what about the second one here? To raise a kid in a bubble. What do you think this means?
To raise a kid in a bubble means that you are um, too much protective with your kids, and
So too much protective. What could be another way to say that? So what could be maybe a prefix that we could put on protective there?
uh, in Italy we say hyper.
Okay, so in this case, it's not hyper, but it's
It's a prefix. Super.
over.
Over. Ah, over. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it. Overprotective. Yes.
To the actual video now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the link, which should actually already be in the chat. So if you go to the meeting chat, you can find the YouTube link, and then you can watch it on your laptop there.
I think parents have always cared about resilience for their kids, but we have more overprotective parents. We have parents who, are kind of hovering around like helicopters. We have parents who raise their kids in bubbles. We have parents who make sure that their kids get a trophy for every single thing that they do. And I think because of that, a lot of kids are actually sheltered from some of the setbacks that might actually help them practice the skills of resilience.
So we're just going to check the boxes here, Y for yes, N for no, on whether Adam gives or doesn't give these tips in the video. So the first one here, become a helicopter parent and hover around them. So should you do this or should you not do this?
You shouldn't do this.
Good. You shouldn't do this. What about ask your kids for advice in certain situations?
Yes, you should do that.
Mm-hmm. Keep your kids sheltered from setbacks?
No, you don't.
No. Next one, you can read.
Teach your kids how to face adversity and setbacks. Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to continue on here and just discuss these questions. So we have here, would you consider yourself to be a resilient person? Why or why not?
Pretty resilient, but probably not as much as I would like to be.
Okay.
And probably the reason is what I said before, because in a certain way, maybe my parents spoiled me a little bit and didn't be very encouraging or pushing.
So not didn't be, but my parents
Wasn't weren't.
weren't. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah. Okay. So, next one. What other kinds of adversity, setbacks, and difficulties do kids often face? So, in addition to these ones that Adam gave in the video, for example, failing a test, forgetting lines in a school play, or being rejected socially. Any more examples that you can think of? Some more common examples.
I think the comparing to our other kids' abilities or skills, and maybe if they don't manage to do something that maybe his classmates are able to do, and this can make them feel not good enough, and so this could be very negative for them, and you have to make them again not solve or do the thing for them, but make them learn how to face the obstacle and the difficulty and
Good. Yeah. So you said it can make them feel not good enough. The word there that you're looking for is inadequate.
adequate. Yes.
Yeah,
inadequate.
it can make them feel inadequate. Good.
Yeah.
So, imagine the man and his daughter have the conversation below, and then we'll talk about this conversation a little bit. So, go ahead and read what the father says here.
I have to give a speech in front of 50 people and I'm very nervous. What would you do in this situation? If I were you, I would find someone in the audience who is smiling. What type of conditional are the father and daughter using above? Why, let me move. Why do you think they are using this condition? I think it's the first conditional.
So it's the second conditional here. So we have the second
Ah,
conditional.
yeah, the second, because the first one is with the present tense and the future tense, the will.
Exactly. It's the present tense and then future tense. Yep. And then this one, of course, is the second conditional, which has a little bit different structure here. But first, before we talk about the structure, tell me when do we use this second conditional for what types of situations? So the first one is for realistic possibilities, but this one would be more about what?
Hypothetic situation, but that can happen. It's possible that they happen.
So hypothetical.
Hypothetical. Okay.
Hypothetical situations. Good. And so let's fill in the missing parts of this structure here. So we have we have if, and then what comes after if here? So if plus
After if you must put the simple past.
So we're gonna first
the subject and the simple past.
Yeah, you got it. Yep. Subject, and then we have the simple past. Good. And then before would, what comes before would?
Subject.
Good. We have the subject.
And then the simple past again. No, the present tense. Sorry.
Yeah, good. So we have the base verb. Right? So we have would plus the verb without to, right?
Okay, the infinitive. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the infinitive without the to, because the
Right.
infinitive has the to. So yeah, exactly. So we have we can also call it the bare infinitive, the base verb. In this case, what is the base verb that the girl uses?
It's to find.
Find. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about the third one here. So if I were you, which is what the daughter says in this conversation, what are some phrases that have the same meaning as if I were you? So we have 6 options here. So tick which ones, or actually I'm going to tick for you, but choose which ones that have the same meaning as if I were you. What do you think?
If I were in your shoes.
That's one.
Yeah. Maybe if I were in the same boat.
Yeah, if I were in the same boat. Yep. And we actually have one more.
Probably. I don't know if the first or the second.
So we're gonna go with it's the first one. So if it were me. If it were me. So it expresses the same idea as if I were you.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. So let's go to we're just gonna do the answer check here. Good. And we're gonna go to the next part. So we're gonna work together here. We're gonna each take a role. I'll take student A, you're gonna take student B. So I'm gonna imagine a life problem or a dilemma that I have. I'll describe it to you, and I'm going to ask you for advice using this conditional phrase. And so what you're going to do is you're going to listen to me, the parent, describe the problem, suggest advice to me about my life problem or dilemma, explain your advice. And in the advice, you're going to use one of these conditional phrases that you can see below. So you're going to use one of these phrases: if I were you, or if I were in the same boat, or if I were in your shoes. So yeah, I have this life problem right now. My friend, my best friend, Dave, he really wants me to go hiking with him. And I promised him last year that I would go hiking with him sometime this year. And the problem is that I'm really busy. And honestly, I don't want to go. I hate hiking. I hate being in the woods. I hate all of that. So I'm really busy right now. I really don't want to go, but I already promised him that I would go with him hiking this year, and he's really excited about it. He really wants me to go with him on this hiking trip. But I don't know what to do because I don't want to disappoint him, but also, I just don't want to go. I'm really busy. So if you were in the same boat, what would you do?
If I were in the same boat, you can do two things. You can invent an excuse, but I don't think if he's really a friend for you, you maybe feel guilty because you lied to him. And so probably the best thing to do is to be sincere and make him understand that it's not your thing to go hiking in the woods and trying to propose him something alternative that could be funny for both of you.
So maybe not funny, but fun in this situation.
Fun.
Fun would be. Yep. Good. So try to repackage, re-say everything you said, but using that second conditional and using if I were in the same boat or if I were in your shoes. So try to use that conditional structure there again.
So if I were in your shoes, I would be sincere with him, and I would try to find something different to do together that can be fun for both of you.
Good. Yeah. No, that was good. That was better this time. In the first time you gave the advice, you said if I were in the same boat, you can do this or you can do that. So let's just remember, yeah, we're gonna use that.
Yeah,
If
to use the yeah.
So that could or the would structure there. So good. That was good.
Also could, or I can use would or could. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Good. So imagine you're giving advice to the parents or kids in the following situations. Use one of the conditional phrases that you learned in the lesson, plus I would. So basically the same thing that we just did. You're going to use one of these conditional phrases and use that I would structure. We can see the example here. So my child is spending too much time in front of the screen. So the advice here that was given, if it were me, I would take their phone away for a few days. So let's try a couple more of these here. And my son is exhibiting disobedient and disrespectful behavior at school. So what advice would you give there?
If I were in your shoes, I would reprimand him and I would give him a little punishment because it's very important that he is respectful at school.
Good. Next one. I'm just going to go through a little review reflection of the lesson here. So tell me, what did you learn from this lesson?
I learned many things about raising kids and which are the best way to be a good parent.
Good, good. Any new vocabulary expressions or grammar that you used?
Resilient and there was another one, setbacks. I didn't know the expression setback.
Okay, good. Yeah, resilient, setbacks. And so we have the adjective here, resilient. What would be the noun form of resilient?
Resilience.
Resilience. Yeah, resilience. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And,
Yeah, go ahead.
and also we reviewed the second condition.
The second conditional. Were any of those were any of those phrases new for you? If it were me, if
No.
I were in the same boat.
If it were me, it's new for me. If I were in the same boat, I never heard that in English, but it's the same in Italian.
Okay, good. If I were in the same boat.